celebrate NAIDOC Week 2026. My name is Giles Konsunji and I will be your MC for today's assembly with Cody Dandrew. I would like to warmly welcome our families and special guests. A sincere thank you to the AIEF, the Go Foundation and the Bandu organisation and the NRL for joining us today. Your ongoing support of our First Nations program is deeply appreciated. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the First Nations program from St Patrick's Girls College. Your mentorship and the sharing of culture with our students is highly valued. At this time, I invite Mr Humphreys to come forward and to deliver today's Acknowledgement of Country and introduce this year's NAIDOC theme. Following this, our First Nations students and staff will join us on the stage, and as a college community, we will share in the college prayer. Please welcome Mr Humphreys.
Thank you for the opportunity to share today's Acknowledgement of Country. My name is Sean Humphreys and I'm a proud Gundungurra man, with my ancestral lands south of here, near Braidwood. I've grown up and I live on Dharawal country. I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands which we gather on today, and I pay my respects to their ongoing connection to the lands, waters and sky as we walk together on Dharawal country. This year's NAIDOC theme, 50 Years Deadly, is a celebration of the journey and of the recognition and pride in First Nations people. It recognises the contributions we make to the arts, identity and the ongoing story of this country, and the strength and colour we bring to communities across these lands. Over the holidays, many communities celebrated NAIDOC Week. And as we begin Term 3 here at St Greg's, we continue those celebrations together. Together, you will experience dance, song and art, showcasing the incredible work of our First Nations program. At St Greg's, we have 98 students who identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander. This is something truly special. It is a gift to our whole community, that during your time here, you are connected to a culture that is over 65,000 years old, rich in knowledge, resilience and history. That gift is here for us all. The depth of understanding that you gain is up to you through your willingness to listen, learn and engage. At this time, I invite our First Nations students, staff, to join me on stage, and as you see your peers, your teachers, your leaders come forward, take a moment to reflect. How can you learn from them? How can you grow your understanding so that in the next 50 years, your actions and your legacy help ensure the story of this country continues to be strengthened by the knowledge and culture we share? Thank you.
UpDoc makes healthcare seriously accessible. It's the platform that connects you to an experienced doctor within the hour. Convenient when you're busy.
At UpDoc. Yeah. I'm Fitzroy where the stars be. I'm Wanganeen in 93. I'm mundane, I'm Catholic. Man, that far inside of me. I'm Adam Goods and Adam should be applauded when he stands up. You can look to us from that time stop. I'm Paddy Mills with the last shot. I'm Goon, I'm March. I'm everything that you ask. I'm everything that you can't be. I'm the dead hearts, heartbeat. I'm Goon, I'm March. 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 I'm Paddy Mills. With $12 million. I'm Doug Nichols, I'm Jimmy Little with a Royal Telephones. I'm the world champion 68. Boy, I'm Lionel Rose. I'm William Cooper, I take a stand when no one even knows. I'm the walker, I'm the sounder, the children coming home. Boy, I'm Goon, I'm March. I'm everything that you ask. I'm everything that you can't be. I'm the dead hearts, heartbeat. I'm Goon, I'm March. 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 I'm Goon. Boy, I'm Paddy Man. Let me take it home. I'm Rummer. I'm the Sandhills. I'm Cummers. I'm Les Briggs. I'm Paul Briggs. I'm Uncle Ringer with all them kids. I'm Uncle Buck. Everybody loves me. Ain't none below. Ain't none above me. I'm the carving out of every scotch. We on those flats. That bit about you now, Mr. Adam. Think about me and you. We feel the same. And it might sound strange, but I'm just saying we both unsettled when the boats came. I'm Goon, I'm March. I'm everything that you ask. I'm everything that you can't be. I'm the dead hearts, heartbeat. 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 The children came back. The children came back. Back where they understand, back to their mother's land. The children came back. The children came back. The children came back. Back where their hearts grow strong, back where they all belong. The children came back. I'm the dead hearts, heartbeat.
Please join me as we recite the college prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. With Jesus as our guide, may we live simply as people of love and compassion, giving to those in need. May we live in the way of our good Mother Mary, in gentleness and humility. Strengthen in us the simplicity and love of work as we follow in the footsteps of St. Marcelin. Grant us the courage to learn, sing, create and play in the spirit of family. Open our hearts and enlighten our minds to your presence in the world as we learn to appreciate each other and in gratitude reap what we sow. St. Marcelin and St. Gregory, Mary our good mother, and may we always remember. Amen. Amen, Father. Thank you, Mr. Humphreys, for your introduction to this year's NAIDOC celebrations. We will now be joined on stage with our First Nations dance troupe as they share with us a number of dances they have recently learnt.
Hello everyone and welcome. We are the St. Greg's Dance Group. The first one we've done was the Nyempa Welcome from our Nyempa country, showing the different styles and the different steps of the Nyempa Nation. This next one is another Nyempa dance given us by Uncle Paulie Gordon about the 4 skin groups. From out of my country, the first one you'll see is the goanna, then the emu, then the kangaroo, then the echidna. This one's called Jeremiah. You can clap along with me if you want. Thank you. We've got one more for you, just to pay our respects to the South Coast, Yuin Nation, Uncle Warren Foster down there. This one's about the boss of all language, the lyrebird, about the lyrebird dancing around making its nest. This one's called Nyaran. Thank you.
Please give another round of applause for our First Nations dance troupe. We will now hear some video captured by our First Nation boys and girls who are engaged in our First Nations program. Thank you to Mrs. Quinn and Mrs. Timmins for the work you have captured with the students as they shared their thoughts on this year's NAIDOC theme.
Yeah, 50 years means a lot to us Indigenous people, and yeah, 50 years for staying deadly.
50 years doesn't sound like much, but once you go into detail looking at it all, just like looking back on the past and like what we can do in the future to make it better than what it was, but just be appreciative.
What we've gone through to get to this point that we are at now.
50 years deadly, I'm black and deadly.
It's a big milestone for the culture.
Yeah, 50 years of deadly, that just means It's been going for a while, and obviously we want to keep it going, but from now on I think we should just see an exponential growth in the NAIDOC activities and then community activities, and then just the engagement from all people of Australia.
Last year at the NAIDOC Assembly, how we all got to practice and do a dance together.
This with the workshops and dances and stuff like that, I think it's good with the boys, especially young boys, getting engaged as well. With Humphrey, it's just one-on-one mentoring, which is probably something that's helped me a lot, I'd say, over the past years. So that's definitely one thing as well. Yeah.
Making Johnny cakes.
That was pretty cool last year to see all the boys dancing when we went to Kinross for Indigenous round.
Probably when we got to make a cool one.
The stuff that Humphreys takes us on, he takes us to NRL headquarters and stuff, and yeah, it's a good experience.
I like bringing my friends out to share how Indigenous people do stuff.
I'm probably going to go with the family down to the markets and probably spend time with my family and my nan and my pop.
Just sharing all the stories that we have to tell and dancing.
I'm involved in Nations of Origin, which is a PCYC run program. I played, it's where all the people come down to Sydney and play footy. It's surrounded NAIDOC week, and I've played in it the past 2 years, and this will be my 4th year going, so it's a good program. It's a lot of young people involved, and yeah, you're just playing footy and represent your mob, I guess.
It's good to see Indigenous boys being school captains and stuff at the school, and it makes me want to do that.
Yeah, leadership's definitely been engraved into who I am as a person. Since I was young, I've had that cultural connection and those leaders telling me that one day I'll be a leader, and it's just that passing on of the knowledge and building that confidence for me to actually go out into the real world and be a leader.
They support us and we look up to them to be just like them.
It was a shock at first, but knowing that the boys are watching me and they're going to grow up to I suppose do some stuff that I was doing, it puts a lot of pride, self-pride to me, and just knowing what I do can impact some other boys, so I'd say that's probably the best thing about it.
We can look up to them and it can give us sort of advice.
Got to grow up as a leader, not learn as a leader. I reckon, I got taught by my uncle and dad, they've said throughout the years that you're a strong leader, you're always helping these younger fellas out with culture and that. You gotta be born with it. You can't just learn it as you keep growing older and that. So yeah, that's my point of view and stuff. So.
It was really fun to learn new things from the girls and teaching us how to be when we grow up.
I think it's fun because when we go there, we're finding out what we're gonna do there and stuff. It's really fun, and I like learning stuff from the big girls and learning how it's gonna be when we grow up and how we embrace ourselves.
I think it's really nice coming here and seeing the younger generation of Aboriginal people and getting to share our culture with them and what our knowledge is.
Yeah, I also think it was really good listening to what they thought about us coming over as well, which shows that we do actually have an impact on them, and so all their answers is just good for us, inspiring in a way.
I'd want a sort of a class that we could learn about Indigenous stuff and go out and do Indigenous stuff and make stuff.
More gatherings, getting together as a community down in the Indigenous garden and appreciating what we've got.
I feel like it's up to us Year 12 boys just to get more engaged with the younger lads especially in year 7, just get more engagement with them and teaching them new stuff and stuff like that. Yeah.
Always going on trips and like around the country and all that?
Just more culture all around, and not also like mouldy culture and everything else, because we need to learn about other cultures as well.
Another like type of space to bring the boys together more and yeah, bring them tighter.
Showing up, setting the example, and then just passing it on.
I would now like to invite onto the stage Mrs. Timmons, our junior school librarian, to introduce a second performance of dance, showcasing our junior school girls alongside their St. Patrick's College mentors as they dance the Buru Banma.
The Buru Banma dance reflects the important role Aboriginal women played in traditional culture. It is a woman's hunting and gathering dance that tells the story of women setting out each day to provide food for their families and communities, gathering small animals, nuts and berries from the land. The dance celebrates the strength, knowledge and resilience of Aboriginal women, as well as their deep connection to country and their role as providers and caretakers. It highlights the skills and responsibilities that women carried and the important contribution they made to the well-being of their families. As the day comes to an end and the community rests, the dance also represents good spirits that watch over people as they sleep, bringing peace, protection, and renewal for the day ahead. We wish to acknowledge and thank creator Arnie Deidre Curry for allowing us to perform her beautiful dance.
Bareban mabugaji, bareban mabugaji, bareban mabugaji, muawe onai. Bareban mabugaji, bareban mabugaji, bareban mabugaji, muawi, muawi, muawi onai. Bareban mabugaji, bareban mabugaji, bareban mabugaji, muawi, muawi, muawi onai. Bareban mabugaji, bareban mabugaji, bareban mabugaji, muawi, muawi, muawi onai. Bareban mabugaji, bareban mabugaji,
Please thank our junior school dance troupe along with our visiting mentors from St Patrick's College. As we celebrate NAIDOC Week and this year's theme, 50 Years Deadly, we honour the strength, resilience, achievements and enduring cultures of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Next, we will hear a performance from three senior students that reflects on the fire that has been carried through generations. It is a symbol of culture, identity, connection and survival. It acknowledges the legacy of those who came before us, celebrates the pride and strength of Indigenous peoples today, and looks forward with hope for the future. Please put your hands together for Jordan Breyer and Star O'Brien. Please give it up again for Jordan and Star. I would like to invite Mrs. Mills to the stage to share her thoughts on mentorship and the importance of giving back.
As we have seen today, the importance of mentorship and the sharing of knowledge is, and always has been, a fundamental part of First Nations culture and ways of learning. I have seen this firsthand through the work of Mr. Humphreys and our First Nations program here at the college. Mentorship truly shapes the way many of our students learn and grow. I've also had the privilege of witnessing our young men take the knowledge they have been given and put it into action, supporting and guiding others. Today we recognise one of our student leaders, Kari Fair Townsend. Kari has written a powerful poem that reflects his journey into mentorship and the impact this responsibility has had on him. as well as the way he supports younger students. Through the Drawing Us Together project by Charter Hall, Kari was given the opportunity to share his work with the wider community. His poem was selected and displayed as part of this year's NAIDOC celebrations at Campbelltown Mall, a wonderful achievement. Please join me in congratulating Kari on this outstanding recognition. Kari, I invite you to the stage to share your poem.
Under the spirit of NAIDOC, my spirit begins. Everything guided my way, my dad and my uncle. Guided through me the struggles with strengths, unity and courage that live within me. Guided by elders, my journey begins with patience by mentoring little kids with my uncle, showing me the way to unity and to give back to my culture and elders. Through my culture and spirit, my story begins, helping people who are going through a tough time and using my knowledge passed down. For generations, giving the knowledge strength to the young boys. From those before me, I learned who I am. I learned to Elijah, the young one I guide. Through culture, with courage, pride and honour, when he first had his smoking ceremony, he encountered a praying mantis in his sky tree. From elders to youth, the knowledge stays bright, stand strong in our spirit, walking in light. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mills and Kari. If I can invite Mr. Brennan, the college principal, and Mr. Humphries to the stage for a presentation to the college.
It's a unique way of connecting us and uniting us as one together. I think back to Arthur Beetson, who in 1973 became the first Aboriginal man to captain the Australian Rugby League team, breaking barriers at a time when, only 6 years earlier, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples were not recognised in the national census. Imagine that. Growing up in a country that did not recognise you, your family or your culture, and yet then being asked to lead that same country on a world stage. That 1973 team stood together as one. I also reflect on Lionel Rose, who became Australia's first Aboriginal world boxing champion in 1968. When he returned home, thousands lined the streets to celebrate him, just 1 year after that referendum. These moments remind us of how far we have come and how sport has helped bring people together. Today, we continue to learn from and with one of the oldest living cultures in the world. We celebrate on a global stage the achievements of athletes like Paddy Mills, and how we come together as one, shaped by strength of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander knowledge, art and culture. Today, we also recognise the outstanding achievements of two of our own students. I invite Jacoby Fernando and Connor Rose onto the stage to present their original artworks, which were showcased nationally as an inspiration for the 2025 NRL referees jersey. Jacoby and Connor, your storytelling through art is something our whole college is proud of. On behalf of the college, we will also present you with a small gift to recognise this incredible achievement. Please join me in congratulating Jacoby and Connor.
Well, good morning to everybody, to our
students from year K to 12, to our staff and to our special guests and parents who've been able to join us this morning. What a wonderful celebration of NAIDOC Week, albeit a week or so ago, but together as a community. I often talk about our strategic plan, and when looking at it again this morning, there was an inspiration obviously with our First Nations people. Our strategic plan for the 3 years is actually called Acknowledging the Past and Inspiring the Future. And certainly the messages that we've got today from our Assembly certainly demonstrates those two things. Obviously today is a time when Australians are invited to recognise, honour and celebrate the history, cultures and achievements of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, the oldest continuing cultures in the world. As we've heard, this year's theme, 50 Years of Deadly, reminds us that reconciliation is not simply about remembering the past. It is about how we live today and the future we choose to build together. We've been challenged about that already. It's both a reflection and a declaration. It acknowledges the efforts and resilience required to reach this milestone of 50 years, recognising the generations who refuse to be silenced. The theme also emphasises the leadership and cultural authority of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, who continue to shape change in fields such as health, education, media, business, the arts, and as we heard this morning from Mr. Humphrey, sport. It's about how we live today and the future we choose to build together. The theme reminds us that reconciliation is not simply about remembering the past. It is about how we live today and the future, as I said, we choose to build together. When I reflect on my own journey through this 50-year period, there are two very clear memories come to mind. The first was when I was in primary school. I was in about year 4 at Marist College, Canberra, and we had a new student come and join us. He was an Aboriginal boy by the name of Stephen Giles. I've never forgotten him, and he was the only Aboriginal or First Nations boy we had at our school. I later found out that he was in foster care and knew nothing of his culture or family connection. Very much somebody who was very much out of their depth. And obviously and I'm going now into the early 80s. Certainly as a country we were far more ignorant than we are now. As a community at the time, there was no acknowledgement, let alone celebration of our First Nations people and their culture. Secondly, and closer to home, when I first arrived at St Gregory's College in December of 2006, some 20 years ago. When I started here, very little was known, discussed or acknowledged as a community, our First Nations students. I recall in 2008, when the college, perhaps bravely, decided to have an Indigenous dance troupe performing at an assembly to recognise NAIDOC Day. Back then it was NAIDOC Day. Whilst 5 or 6 boys were initially interested, the thought of performing in front of the school community, not knowing what their reaction might be, resulted in it end up being fewer than 5 or 6 boys and it being recorded and a grainy footage played at assembly. Whilst it wasn't great, it was a start. Standing here addressing you now, I acknowledge there is still much to do, but I also want people to reflect on how far as a community we have come. Many have played an important part. Obviously Mr Humphreys and those shoulders he stands on, who worked as liaison officers previously, people like Miss Compton, Miss Heath, Miss Harmer Walton and Mr Ashby. To our partners, and a number of them are here today, the Australian Indigenous Education Foundation. We started a partnership up with them, I'm going to say around 2009, 2010, and many, many Indigenous boys have had the opportunity through the work of AIF in partnership with the college to get through to Year 12. To Bandu, one of our newer groups who are working on our students or assisting our students post-school. The Go Foundation, and they're represented here again today. They've been with us since around 2012, I think. I remember that very well. To the NRL for their ongoing support, and also to St Patrick's College, our sister school in Campbelltown, for the girls that are here today. Finally, to our First Nation students over the years, who've led us so well, who've taken us as a community on their journey, and led so well this year in our centenary year by our college captain, Jacoby. As a Marist school, though, we're also guided this year by our theme of grace. Grace is often understood as God's freely given gift of love. It is something we receive, but it is also something we are called to share. Grace is seen in kindness without expectation, in forgiveness, in humility, and in courage to walk alongside others with compassion and respect. When we reflect on NAIDOC Week through the lens of grace, we are challenged to ask ourselves some important questions. Firstly, how do we extend grace by listening deeply to the stories of our First Nations peoples? How do we show grace by acknowledging the truth of our shared history, even when that history is difficult? How do we demonstrate grace by standing for justice, respecting culture, and creating communities where every person know they belong? These are not just questions for this assembly. These are questions that shape who we are as a Marist community. Sir Marcellin Champagne believed that every young person should know they are loved. Mary, our good mother, teaches us quiet strength, humility, and openness to God's work in our lives. Together, they remind us that faith is lived through action. As we celebrate NAIDOC Week, we acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather. We pay our respects to elders past and present, and we recognise the wisdom, resilience and generosity that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples continue to share with our nation. May this assembly inspire each of us to grow in understanding, to build genuine relationships and to walk together with hope. Grace invites us to see one another not through differences, but through our shared humanity. It reminds us that when reconciliation begins with respect, grows with listening, and flourishes when we choose kindness over indifference, understanding over judgment, and hope over division. As members of this Marist community, may we carry the spirit of NAIDOC beyond this celebration into our classrooms, our friendships, our homes, and our everyday actions. May we be people of grace. May we be people of courage, and may we be people who help build a future where truth, justice and reconciliation are live realities for all Australians. That is the challenge that I leave you with today. Thank you again to Mr Humphries and everybody that put together such a meaningful and wonderful celebration of NAIDOC Week. I wish you a good morning.
Well, good morning everyone, and thank you for your presence and participation in today's NAIDOC Assembly. A few quick thank yous. One, as Mr Brennan just said, to Mr Humphries, to Mrs Clark, to Mrs Timmins, Mr Tizell, Mrs Mills, Mr Woodward and Mr Putland for all the behind-the-scenes work and making sure that today did come together. And once again, we might give one last round of applause for all of our students who come across the stage this morning. Three quick messages before I let you head off to morning tea, whether it's junior school or senior. First, we didn't get to say this on Monday at lineup, but this coming Monday is Experience Day. We'll have over 200 students from local primary schools coming to the school. So just ask for your St Greg's welcoming personalities as they arrive at school. If they need any guidance, please be there just to help our young junior students from the local primary schools in the area as they come and experience a day at St Greg's this coming Monday. Number two, our futsal field. You would have seen that had a fair bit of work happen to that over the break. That turf has been laid, that new surface, and that will be in action from Monday next week. So should be ready to go. You can see that's currently roped off, but that'll be ready to use from next week. And the third one, you would have seen how much work has actually happened at this place in terms of cleanliness. The gardens, the maintenance team have been working really hard, both junior school and senior school. And can we just make sure we look after it? Okay, whether that's rubbish, whether it's looking after your area, where you're sitting at lunch and recess, just making sure we look after this place we call home, away from home. And the last one, for our special guests this morning, there will be a morning tea in our foyer. So we might get our special guests to actually stand and move first before all of our students move. And we might just remain quiet while you're sitting there before your heads of year let you head off and have a fantastic morning tea.